What's going down, T-Subs and T-Squad? So listen, child. I'm really just now getting my day started. Um, so I'm up here while I was getting my day started. I went on ahead and watched Put a Ring on It from last night, honey. Yes, ma'am. This is season 1. Still a fresh new season, episode 7. Exploring perimeters, girl, they done gave me a lot to unpack, a lot to say. I'm gonna try to make this short as I possibly can because I still have to do Chasing Atlanta. I still have to do Hot Boys Houston. I'm still debating on whether to do the Braxton. We're the Braxtons. I'm still debating on whether that's gonna still be on the repertoire or not. So just throw that out there before y'all ask me where this, where that, where that, what is. It's coming, girl. Give me a damn chance. So, and one more thing. While we speaking of chankses, I done gave Shay chanks after chanks after chanks. I feel like at this point anymore, you may as well call me Chanks the rapper. I don't know how many more chankses that we supposed to get this bitch. Like, I don't understand, like, after 7 episodes, and she's still giving us the same old Shay, the same old selfish, bitter, evil, eviling, conniving. Girl, I could ride Shay's puss all day, and I ain't even gonna do that. Only because I like Michael, and something tells me that he done stayed with Shay. Oh, dear God, I don't know why. There are so many women that I would love to hook Michael up with. But, look, I don't even know. We only 7 episodes, and for all I know, he really could have gave her the boot. I don't know. We just gonna find out. So Ashley says that she's going on a second date, and Hollywood gets all in his bag, feeling like if she keep going on dates with the same person, that means she likes him. And he thinks that's cheating. Ashley says that Hollywood told her if he likes someone, then he will go out on a second date. But because he hasn't, he feels like she shouldn't. And Dr. Nicole calls out the double standards. And I have to agree with that. Listen, Hollywood, you said I could call you out when I need to call you out, and this is the point where I'm going to need to call you out, but I ain't going to call you out like I call Shay out, because I actually like you. I just feel like you can't say that you're going to go through the process, but don't go through the process. The only way that this process is ever going to work is if you go out on dates and try to find a genuine connection with somebody. You understand me? And then under that is how you decide, okay, well, this was great. This was fun. It's new and exciting, but this is my baby. This is my husband. This is my dude. This is my gal. This is where I want to stay. Or, baby, I love you. It's been fun. It's been great, but this person is giving me everything that I know that I want that you can't provide. So this is just where I'm at. Like, that's the purpose of this. And if you're not going on dates, and if you're not allowing yourself to put yourself out there, you could very well be left in the dust. Because while you sitting around here playing around, Ashley is really putting in the work, and she just may find somebody that's giving her more than you are. As fine as you are, as successful as you are, Hollywood has a lot of amazing qualities. He seems like he's a ball of fun. Like, whenever I come down to Atlanta, I'm a damn sure let Ashley know. Shout out to Ashley. She followed me on Instagram. I'm a damn sure let her know. We're going to have to all go out and get some drinks or do something like. That's the type of personality that he has, and I love it. But at the same time, you are making it easier for Kwame, and because I'm skipping. We're going to get down for that in a minute. So this week, Dr. Nicole has everybody goes out on dates. Whoever decided not to go out on the date that they was on the last time, or well, your ass has got a new one this time. So Shay goes on her second date with Rick, and he takes her to go play basketball. They play a game where if he shoots and he make a basket, he gets a kiss on the cheek. If she shoots and she makes a basket, then the floor is open for her to do whatever it is that she wants him to do. And she's like, oh, well, if I make this, then you just have to pick me up because I like a person that could pick me up or whatever the case may be. So Rick talks about how he played professional basketball overseas. Then let's not split hairs. You play professional or overseas league. But he said doing that, he had a lot of long distance relationships that was not good. And he had his heart broken a lot. And I'm not surprised at that. It's messed up, but I'm not surprised at that. I feel as though he lost on purpose, and she has to pick him up. And she says that by him doing that was a way to see whether he can handle her or not. I mean, girl, getting picked up. Listen, I'm all 230 pounds, and he could have picked me up. And I mean, but whatever, girl. I'm gonna let you have it. The people say I go too hard on you, so I'm gonna give you a little yang around the house. He asked, was there anything that bothered her in the last conversation that they had? And she said yes. It's the fact that he wants kids and she doesn't. But what she likes about him is that he doesn't mind getting a nanny and still being able to go out. So I'm like, Michael, because I know Shay ain't got the balls to come up under my comments and say anything to me, but you have. Me and you cool, Michael. Please help us understand. Does Shay come from royalty? Like, are Barack and Michelle her step parents, and she just didn't want nothing to do with the White House or something? Like, because I'm just trying to understand why she's so stuck on, I don't want kids, but if I do have kids, I'm just going to get a nanny. So your kids can be way more dependent and way more accepting of their nanny than you. Because although you gave them birth, giving birth and taking care of what you birthed are two totally different things. That's two totally different things. So please get under my comments, Michael, and help me understand Shay's logic when it comes to the whole nanny thing, because I'm not getting it. If that bitch won't brought up and born with nannies, you selfish, you catty, you petty, and I moving on, because I said moving on. So Hollywood goes on a date with Shantae. I think her name was, because it's spelled kind of Shantae-ish, but that ain't what it is. Oh, well, I'm going to call homegirl Shantae. Sashay, Shantae. And they go out to Sky Zone. He says that he stopped himself from trying to connect with anybody because he didn't want to hurt Ashley, but now he's ready to open up on these dates. I'm going to get you together again at the end of this, Hollywood. I'm just letting you know. So Whitney and Michael go out on their date again. I believe this is about their fourth date. I think it's about their fourth date that he's been on with her. And she's coming with some things on her mind that she wants to get off her chest. She says that the last time they hung out, he talked about finding some creative ways so that they could talk more, but yet she still hasn't heard from him. She says that she needs more. She knows what she wants. She knows what she deserves. She needs communication. She needs to hang out with him more and really get to know him. She says that she's going to give him some time to figure things out, but if nothing happens, she's going to remove herself from the situation. Michael says he feels stuck because he does really like her and he wants her to stay around. And the more he's around her, he wants to break the boundaries, and that scares him. I kind of have to agree with Whitney on this. And don't get me wrong. Whitney already knew what time it was before she got up here. She knew this man was already in a committed relationship with Shay. Why he's in a committed relationship with Shay, I do not know. I will never know. But he is. He in one. And I totally get that. So she already knew that there was a possibility that he's either going to choose you or choose Shay or choose a whole nother girl to go out on a date with. But at the same token, I understand her feelings because it's like, okay, obviously you like me. This is the fourth date that we've been on. We have great communication. We started off texting each other, but then we stopped because your home chick had an issue with it. I get that. But now that we're going back on dates and you're continuously telling me how much you like me, how much you respect me, how much you want this and you want to do this and you want to do that, I totally understand it. Like, that girl got feelings too. I understand how she feels, and nobody wants to feel like they're being played on the back end or they're getting their feelings all caught up into something that is never going to go nowhere. So I totally understood where Whitney was coming from in that moment. And Michael, I don't think that she was giving you an ultimatum. What Shay is giving you is an ultimatum, and a dumbass one at that. But I don't feel like her saying, look, either something gets figured out soon or I'm just going to X myself up out of this. I don't think that's her giving you an ultimatum. That is her looking out for herself, her feelings, and her sanity. I don't feel like she's wrong for that. I don't feel like she's wrong with that. So Ashley is going on her second date with fine-ass Kwame. Yes, listen, y'all. Look, Kwame does something to me, my soul, my spirit, the juices that flow down under. Like, girl, I had to sit on a nasty piece of towel before, because I knew we was about to talk about this. And every time I see Kwame, every time I hear him talk, the way he articulates himself, like, Lord G. Girl, look, Shay, I mean, not Shay, Ashley, if you don't want him, throw him my way, child. So Kwame comes to her, girl, I got to get back on task, child. Ooh. So, girl, he comes to the house to go and pick her up like a real man should. And Kwame and Hollywood talk while Ashley was getting ready. And y'all know, Hollywood Petty messing up this man's name on purpose. You know what that boy name was. But what I loved about Kwame is he did not allow Hollywood to get inside his head. He didn't allow it. He just allowed him to talk. Listen, one thing about Kwame, he gonna respect your house. He gonna go on ahead and let Hollywood talk as much shit or be as passive aggressive as he wants to. That's fine. I'll accept it. I'm in your house. I'm taking your woman out. I totally get it. I love the way that he handled that. And Hollywood, why did you give that man the middle finger when he walked out? Ciao. Moving on. So Ashley and Kwame go out to the arcade. Ashley is excited because lately there's been so much negativity with Hollywood in the house because of her dates. And she knows that with Kwame, it's going to be fun, great energy, and she's going to be happy. And that's why I said, yeah, Hollywood, you really need to get your ish together. You really do. Because you are making it easier for Kwame. You is. Kwame feels like Ashley is settling. I mean, I don't know, Ashley, is you settling? Like, I don't want to think that, because I really do like you in Hollywood relationship. Like, I would love to see y'all walk down the aisle with each other, and hopefully I can see in person, because I do want to invite. But is you settling? Is you is or is you ain't? Drop down in the comments and let the people know whether you're settling or whether you ain't. Ashley says that Hollywood needs to get his shit together because he's making it easier for Kwame. I just said that. Moving on. So Tamika and Vince are down to their dormitory apartment. Like Tamika, I know you said you graduated from Clark. But I mean, you graduated, but did you leave? Like, every time I see the front of their apartment building, it just screams dormitory. I don't know why, but it does, and it is hilarious to me. But it's no shade, because I really do like Tamika and Vince a lot. I do. And he's getting ready to go on his date with Christina, and she's also getting ready to go on her date with Devin. Tamika, when Christina comes, Tamika offers her to come in. Tamika was really nice. She was really sweet. Tamika did the rich white woman thing. Girl, come on in, kick off your shoes, relax your feet. Do you want a shot? You want a drink? Like that's how they taught us in the rich white woman school. We need to be engaging. We don't need to show that we're bothered. You know, like how you been doing here lately, Tamika. I'm so glad that you changed that up. So Tamika and Christina talk. And Tamika tells Christina about why they're doing this experiment. She says, you know, it's because he's a player and he didn't know how to be truthful. And then Vince gets in his confessionals and says that he feels like Tamika should not have said that to his date. I can agree with that, but at the same time, I was here for Tamika. I was. Like, I was here for, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, Tamika was so passive aggressive and she was so nice, nasty with it. I lived for it. I did. And it ain't like she told a lie, Vince. So, hey, moving on though. But Vince says that he's really looking forward to his date because they're both into photography. I believe she's a photographer too, and so is he. And that's the biggest connection that they got with each other. Let me tell it. So Tamika's date is Devin. He's from the Bronx, New York. West Bronx, New York. I believe it's West Bronx, East Bronx, West Bronx. Girl, I don't know. I'm in Long Island. He's from New York. And he's also a photographer, which I thought was very interesting. And they go to the Escape Room Atlanta. She says that she hasn't been trying to open up because of what Vince may think, but she's no longer doing that. And she's now having a much easier time. And we saw that in this segment, and I appreciated that. Vince says that he likes Christina, and that's trouble because he doesn't want to like her. I get it. Devin and Tamika talk instead of escaping the room because neither one of them knew what to do to escape the room. And Tamika did feel a spark when it came down to Devin. And I saw it. Like on the other previous dates that Tamika was on, she was a little bit subdued and just really allowed him to do all the talking and she would just answer a question. When it came to Devin, like you could see her opening up. She was talking more. She talked about her family. She was open about her relationship and this, that, and this. He was the same with her. And I can appreciate that because that shows me that Tamika ain't pulling a Hollywood, that she's really trying to go on ahead, take this experience for what it is and see where things can go. And I was here for that. And what I also liked about Vince and Christine is that, first of all, I loved where Vince took her. That place where it had the different murals. It had the Real Households of Atlanta mural with the peach in the back. They had a 90s room with The Boy Is Mine and Brandy and Monica and Faith Evans and Sparkle and all of them up on the wall. And they had a 90s snick thing with the all that face and all of that. Like, I love shit like that. Like, that's something that when I do come to Atlanta, Tamika, I'm gonna hit you up. I definitely, because y'all know where that at. I definitely need to know where that's at. I definitely want to visit and take all kind of pictures because I was here for that. So then the couples come to do their group session down to the house. So Tamika talks about her date with Devin and she had a great time with him. Vince says that he's upset to hear that her and Devin had some chemistry and the fact that they were supposed to go to the escape room together, but she went with him. Well, I mean, shoulda, woulda, coulda, but you didn't. He did. So I'm going to need for you to go ahead and get over that, Vince. Vince liked his second date with Christina. Like I said, I enjoyed the both of them because it wasn't a whole bunch of rah, rah, rah. And it wasn't a whole bunch of the Candace Dillard tears. Like, I was here for it. So Hollywood talks about his date with Shantae, that's her name, Shantae. Hollywood says that she was great, but he doesn't want anybody else. He only wants Ashley. Ashley then says that she wants it to be an even level playing field. She wants him to go out on these dates and get a connection to see if he still would choose her. That is the entire point of this whole thing. That is the entire point of this whole thing, to go out on these dates, grab a connection with somebody if it's genuine and you have it, and then make that final decision of whether you want to let that new thing go or whether you want to let that old thing go. I so totally get it. I so totally get it. Ashley had a great time on her date. She says that they got the chemistry, and the chemistry got a little bit stronger on the second date, and it's kind of reminiscent to how it was when her and Hollywood first started dating. Girl, Hollywood gets in his bag again and gets pissed in his confessionals, saying that he done gave this girl everything. He apologized buku times about He apologized buku times about delaying the wedding. He's been very patient, waiting for her to give him the word that she's ready. And now this is how she repays him, by having a real connection with this dude, and he doesn't even think she cares about the relationship no more. Hollywood, I don't think that's fair. Much like I said before in the beginning, the whole purpose of this is for that to happen, for the both of you all to find some type of spark or some type of connection of any type with these different people that you're going out on all of these dates with. And only then will it mean more to Ashley for you to say, even though I found this spark and this connection with this person, baby, you're the only one I want. I want you. I want this. I don't want to leave you. This, that, and this. And I think would settle her mind a whole lot more than you playing this little passive aggressive approach. Like, oh, if I go out on a date and I like somebody, it is what it is. But God forbid you do it. It's a whole problem and it's a whole issue. And then, you may as well go be with that person. And I was with Ashley when she got her confessional and said, this is why she's hesitant. One of the reasons why she's hesitant about going down that road with you, because God forbid she does decide to marry you tomorrow. Y'all get into an argument, just like she said, what are you going to do? Say you want a divorce? Because it does seem that way, Hollywood, that whenever you get upset or you don't get your way, it then turns into, well, we could end this shit right now. As if she's not a beautiful woman and she can't do no better than you. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. And as much as I like you, Hollywood, do you know how many men's I know down to the Atlanta? Child. And I like you, Hollywood. It wouldn't be no shade. But hey, all is fair in love and war. Moving on. Shay says that her date with Rick was really nice. And she talked about her date. Michael says that he doesn't feel threatened by the date, but he does feel uncomfortable because he doesn't want her to spend time with nobody else. He's really starting to value the time that they spend together. Michael, I like you, but I'm about to get you together because I don't like what you're doing. Because you're saying this to Shay, but then when you get to Whitney, you're acting so conflicted as if you don't know what to do. And Michael, I get it. Listen, Usher said it best. She make you want to leave the one you with, start a new relationship with you. This is what you do. I totally get it, Michael. I get it. But I think the thing that you need to do is also keep it one thou wow as much as possible with Shay. Let it be known. You don't like what she said about your son. You don't like how she's basically saying that if he's around, y'all need to get an Airbnb and she could just tip in and tip out whenever that she wants to. You need to be honest with her about how that made you feel. That's number one, because your child comes first. Number two, this little role game that she's playing, we're going to get to that right now because I'm skipping. Dial it back. Dial it back. So then Michael talks about his date with Whitney and how she wants to be let in a little more. And he says, how can she let her in without breaking the boundaries that were set? And Dr. Nicole says to Shay, so you can get picked up by your date while he doing squats and and what boundaries is he supposed to keep? She says no holding hands, no 2-arm hugs, no kissing, no being too close. Dr. Nicole says, so you being picked up while he's doing squats, that's not getting close? And in Shay's confessional, she says that she thinks men need certain boundaries so that they don't go too far. Women are smarter, and that's why she shifts the boundaries as she sees fit. Michael needs to stick to it, and she won't go too far. And that was basically the end of the episode. Shay, you full of shit. I don't like you. This is why I don't like you. And I'm not understanding why people are getting under my comments trying to take up for your fuck ass. I don't like you. I don't see it for you. I don't know what Michael sees in you. You have no good if I was a straight man, you doable, but you sure ain't I'm about to take you to meet my mama and my family and whatever the case may be, because that's not the aesthetic that you give. It's not. This whole thing ain't nothing but a game to you. And I'm going to tell you something. You keep on playing checkers because I got a feeling that Whitney is over there playing chess. Get your life in order. And with that, I'm gone. Bye.
What you're given, that's how we live it. Don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed. I hear a lot of people talking like they politicians and choose to be an accountant because it's safe in a business.